back in my greenhouse. Now that I brought this dragon fruit in here, I actually got some more sprouts, and it's not yellow anymore, so looks like the warmer weather is helping it out quite a little bit, which kind of makes me happy. And here is my rosemary. I'm going to have to give it a little water this afternoon. And it seems to be doing alright in here too. So we'll see how that goes. It seems like things are doing pretty good in here. I still have to get the upper part up here sealed up, which I might do later this afternoon. I keep saying it, but I don't seem to get to it for some reason. Anyway, and got all our mulch down here still, and it's looking good. It's nice and warm in here for sure. So anyway, that seems to be working out a lot better. I also have this tree, which I can't remember for the life of me what it is. It's a lemon tree or an orange tree or a lime tree. I think it's a lemon tree. But I need to plant it somewhere too. Because if it's a lemon tree, I definitely want to make some lemon meringue pies. I do have a few little tomatoes in here. Right. There's a few cherry tomatoes, but that's about over 2. Anyway, so here's our lettuce. It is definitely coming up pretty good. So that's going really well in here. And hopefully it'll get a lot stronger once the cooler weather comes. I did this once before in this container, but I did it during the summer, and the lettuce was real bitter. So I'm hoping this time the lettuce will be a little bit sweeter. Anyhow, so this is my tea tree. And it is really blooming, and I don't know if I can get a good picture of it, but there is just like all kinds of bees on this thing right now, sucking up all the nectar. And I don't know if you can see them down there. There's a little one there. Yep, you can see him. There's some more flying around. So it is the middle, almost the end of November. And I can't believe the bees are still out here going to town, which really makes me happy. I'm glad to see the bees here. So this is kind of hard to see. And like I said, it is the middle of November right now. And I have some nice peppers in here. A couple of nice ones down there in the bottom. Right there and right there. In November, no less. There's another one coming up right here. There's my turmeric. It's getting nice and tall. That thing almost died on me. And my strawberries over here are really coming up too. I think the cooler weather in the mornings is really helping some of this stuff. So there's my strawberries. Like I said, I left these. I know they're like weeds, but I thought maybe the bees would get on them, you know. And then back over here, my dill and my parsley, especially the dill, is really coming up now. You know, again, it's November. And, there's all my dill. So that's a good thing. Zoom that out a little bit so we can get a better look at it. And we did trim off some basil last week because it was going to seed and was getting quite big. And this is our garlic coming up. I do have one tomato plant in there, which is kind of hard to see. And of course I got some raspberries over here, just a couple. These other two already went dormant for the winter. And I got one little raspberry there. So it'll be going dormant soon, I think. Of course I need to mow my yard. It's looking a little rough. Got my chickens out right now. And they're having a good old time out there. I'll have to come in a couple more months. I'll be trimming up those grapevines over there. They're getting kind of out of control, and I want to redo this trellis anyway. It's kind of worn down. I'm thinking about putting a cattle fence trellis up. these poles I just kind of threw up. They were leftover poles I had from a building that I tore down into my backyard, and that pole there is not in the very best of shape. And I may try to move these a little bit. I need to trim these trees back a little bit too. They're getting kind of overgrown the property. This poor peach tree is about ready to drop its leaves. You can see them kind of wilting down. And my banana tree this year really did well. I'm hoping maybe a couple more years I can get some bananas out of this thing. Is it really? Oh, you can hear my chicken in the banana tree there. It did really well this year. The leaves on my blueberries have dropped on some of them. Because sometimes it gets a little chilly and then it warms up and then gets chilly and warms up. So I think the temperature change is messing with some of these plants. You can see the blueberries are good and green, but the leaves have all dropped on that one. And I have several different species of blueberries there, so there's a chicken underneath the tree. Now surprisingly, and I'm hoping this didn't get a fungus, because I've never seen this tree do this, but this is my satsuma tree, and it really grew well this year. It shot up twice as tall, but then it dropped all of its leaves, and I've never seen it drop its leaves before, so I'm kind of hoping it didn't get a fungus or a mole getting the roots or something, because it was just really thriving, and then all of a sudden it just dropped. Everything just dropped, and I'm like, so if anybody knows anything about satsumas, or if this is normal, please let me know, because I really don't want to lose this tree. It's been here 2 years, and I'm really kind of hoping it'll start producing some satsumas soon, because I want to make some satsuma jelly and other stuff. And my apple trees are starting to drop. Oh, see, it got cold and then it got warm again. So this apple tree dropped its leaves and then sprouted another sprout. So I think the trees are a little confused. But this guy's getting big. He was really small when I brought him in here, and now he's getting really tall. And I got another banana tree over there. In the distance. And I got this new chicken waterer. I think it's fantastic. I've never seen this before. I found it at Royal King. So I got that new chicken water in there, and it seems to help a lot. You just go in there and give it a little peck and get some water, and they're good to go. And saves them from dumping it over all the time. I don't know if you can see them. There's my chickens over there, just kind of kicking around the grass, digging up some grubs or whatever they do, and they're all kind of fat. But at least they're happy. Happy chickens. Happy chickens. They did good for the grass and stuff. Oh, there you go. You can see them a little better now, I think. Hopefully they're doing some good. Now these haven't ripened yet, but this tomato plant here has really got a lot of tomatoes on it. They almost look like a grapevine tomato. And quite a few cherry tomatoes coming up here. Got some down in there. Some back over in here. So yeah, some coming up here. And we got a few morning glories still happening on this here. They're not out right now because they only come out in the morning, because, well, they're morning glories. They're still going on. Not on my fence though. I think I'm going to have to take the ones off my fence. They're pretty much done for. I don't think there's any flowers left on that. Later on today, I have to put some mint balls down the side of this house. I have 2 big armadillos that live underneath here. They actually do good. They eat grubs and cockroaches and worms and stuff like that. So I don't want to hurt them. I just want to, you know, give them an eviction notice and let them go on their way. So, yeah, we'll be putting some mothballs down later on. Now here's my little lime tree here, but for some reason, and I don't know how, I think that is a tomato plant, but I do not know how it got in there. It is a mystery to me. But I need to water this a little bit too. It needs a little watering, but it's doing well also. Alright, so this is a carnation tree, and if you can see, well, it might be a little close. Let me back up here a little bit. You can see right up there, I'm getting some carnation bulbs. So this thing's going to be blooming soon. Which, there's a lot of them on this, so that's really good. I'm going to have to trim it back a little bit. It's getting a little tall for my roof line. But, yay, carnations. There's some little purple flowers that are blooming up in my yard. They're pretty awesome. I like flowers. They bring the bees in. This is where my siding got melted from a fire from next door. Of course, you know, State Farm decided, oh, that's not our fault. Because State Farm sucks. Anyway, I'll have to get some siding, get this all tore down and rebuilt. Like always, you got to do everything yourself these days because nobody will do anything for you. But thanks, State Farm, losers. Anyway, here's my morning glories on the fence line. They're pretty much done. They don't do flowers anymore, so I'm going to pull them off later this afternoon when I start mowing. But yeah, they do look pretty there and when they do it, so I'm glad to have them every year.